At a time as a family of God. Fortunately,
Socrates found this impossible to believe until he began questioning his fellow citizens about the nature of virtue. Under scrutiny, they fell into contradictions, revealing their lack of knowledge. Thus, the oracle of Delphi was correct. Socrates was wise because he recognized his own ignorance, while his fellow citizens were misguided by their false sense of knowing. Following the divine directive, Socrates accepted his role in enlightening his fellow citizens about the proper way to live and to care for the soul. Similarly, many of us arrived at Katigondo wondering whether we should study philosophy as a requirement for priesthood. Some believed practical lessons were enough to administer sacraments. However, our journey into philosophy revealed our vast ignorance. For instance, during an ancient philosophy lecture, a classmate inquired, "Father, I understood you yesterday, but today you confuse me." The lecturer responded, "I am glad that you don't know. If you think you know, then you truly don't." He then posed an intriguing question. If greenwood burns like this, what will happen when it dries? In another instance, the Greek lecturer asked a brother to list grammatical moods in Greek language. After a long pause, he suggested, "I am interested, I am annoyed." The class then erupted into laughter, and the lecturer remarked, "Some of you cannot even master your mother tongue or English. Then how will you claim to understand?" This was because the lecturer sought grammatical moods like indicative, subjunctive, and imperative. In another year, a student, after thanking the lecturer for the wonderful question, failed to provide an adequate answer to the question. Then the lecturer noted, "I thought a wonderful question deserves a wonderful answer." Lastly, who will ever forget the tense atmosphere during the oral exams of contemporary philosophy in the dark corridors of the monks? All these instances show the dedication of our lecturers and formators in imparting knowledge to prepare us for the future mission. Special thanks goes to our lecturers for molding us in all the pillars of formation, and above all, to our bishops for supporting our higher ecclesiastical studies in this esteemed institution. Much like Socrates, the citizens of Athens, in virtue, our formation has made us acutely aware of our visible ignorance and taught us how to live a proper life through the integration of human, spiritual information. Though generalization can be fallacious, I strongly believe we have all gained valuable insights during our 3 years journey at this historic seminary. Anyone claiming they gained nothing is only affirming their lack of awareness regarding their transformation. Moreover, Father Charles Jude Juko, the Chancellor of Masaka, once emphasized during a Good Friday recollection of 2024 that a dog leaving the slaughterhouse while complaining about not having eaten any bone is a fool. He illustrated that a Christian who completes Lent without any gain is lazy, having had ample opportunity to grow spiritually. The same holds true for a seminarian complaining about 3 years' journey of formation in Katigondo being a waste of time. Many philosophy graduates recognize their achievements, but ponder how to apply it practically in the world today without leaving it in books. Soren Kierkegaard, a contemporary Christian philosopher, wisely stated that life can be understood backward, but must be lived forward. Similarly, Pope Francis urged the Ugandan clergy, religious, and seminarians in 2015 to remember the gifts God has given them and not to take them for granted. This encourages us all to recall the valuable lessons from Katigondo and apply them to address our community challenges. Furthermore, Father Pastor Mpora, in the Toma magazine of 2023, advised seminarians on pastoral work to become role models to those around them. Aware that the moral fabric of Uganda is deteriorating due to corruption and strong sense of individualism, he noted the need for a breed of young men to demonstrate that true life demands self-sacrifice and disinterested service aimed at achieving the common good. He further stressed that a seminarian can only be a role model by adhering to Aristotle's advice to avoid the extremes. Additionally, Father Robert Aluma Wadri always emphasizes the same guideline that it is simple, just do the right things. Moreover, Father BASIL ALIGA states the same but in different words, that avoid stupid mistakes. Lastly, Father Francis Naku always emphasized that seminarians should have a strong sense of judgment in a funny but meaningful way, that you sharps always avoid smoking in the morning. Therefore, as we graduate today, we do so with profound gratitude and a growing sense of responsibility. We are aware that the world needs holy priests who are not afraid. To go in the name of Christ, preaching the gospel with courage and remaining faithful until the end. This is because our time at Katigondo has sown seeds that will continue to grow throughout our lives, equipping us for priestly and lay service. As I conclude, allow me to extend our deepest gratitude once more to our chief guest. Thank you for honoring our invitation. To our formators, thank you for your fatherly guidance. Thank you to our families and guardians for your unwavering support. To our continuing brother seminarians, the same formation that has shaped us now rests in your hands. Embrace it fully. And to my classmates, though we arrived as strangers, we depart as brothers in Christ, united in prayer, study, work, and fellowship. As we move into the future, let us hold fast to our theme, go, therefore, I will be with you until the end of time, because the church and the world await. Let us stride forward as men formed in spirit, intellect, humanity, and pastoral compassion, ready to promote the common good as priests and citizens. Deum sumum bonum solum te abebo. Pius Othieno, Class Dean of the graduating class from Tororo Archdiocese.
Thank you very much. Those who have read Chinua Achebe, there was a turmoil when one of their graduates returned from UK because they expected him to speak English that they would not understand. But the man was speaking English, was, and where. They were disappointed. But this graduate has spoken the English of Katigondo. Thank you very much for speaking that and for all you have said. As the saying goes, a dog that leaves a slaughterhouse hungry is a fool. But that cannot apply with our seminary dogs. They will leave satisfied from here. Yeah. And also, he has put it very well that things are simple, but simple things are sometimes the hardest to observe. And we want to thank this class for being acute and very aggressive with matters of knowledge. I think they have demonstrated it. And in a philosophy class, if you think you are not confused, then you are not a student of philosophy. Confusion is one of the characteristics of being a good philosopher. And it should not be abnormal confusion, but a true confusion. We thank you for what you have been and the contributions. Thank you for the speech, the wrap-up you have made. We're very grateful. As we move to the next, allow me to acknowledge a few of our guests. The first one is Mrs. Mutesi Sengane, Representative Villa Maria Hospital, the hospital that treats all of us living here. Can you stand up for recognition if you're around? Mutesi, Miss Mutesi. We can clap for her. Thank you very much. When you see some of us healthy, it is because of the chemicals from there. Thank you for that service. And I would like to recognize Sister Nancy Monchari, the head teacher of St. Mary Immaculate Primary School. Thank you very much. We do pastoral work there, and our students learn a lot from there. We also recognize the presence of Sister Annette Nankusu, head teacher, Sacred Heart, Tsamsansala. Thank you for coming. We recognize the presence of Father Pius Cafero, the Vocations Director of MYDM in Arua, but due to other circumstances, he has left, but he was here with us for Mass. We recognize the presence of Ruijema Venari, the Director, Vesta Enterprises. If you are around, he's right down. I don't know whether that is down or up. Thank you for coming. And we recognize the Religious Brothers Opera Family of Nazareth. If they are around, may they stand up for recognition. Thank you very much. Those are Religious Brothers. Yeah. I think another one is somewhere there. Can you stand up for recognition? Yeah. Some people may not see him, but he has already stood up. We have religious sisters, daughters of Mary, Banabikra, those who are present. Can you stand up for recognition? Thank you very much. As Director acknowledged, we benefit a lot from there. And once more, I want to recognize the presence of the Mother General, Sister Noelina Namsoke. Thank you very much for gracing this occasion. I'm sure the students are smiling. We also want to briefly recognize the presence of Gerald Muto, the Chancellor of Jinja Diocese. One of our old boys now is not an old boy, but he's a big one. Thank you very much for being here. And we want to recognize in a special way the presence of Father Joseph Dr. Lugalambi, the director of Campus Ministry in Ave Maria in Florida, US. Thank you very much for being here. He's one of our students. So as Chinoa Chebe says, if you wash your hands, you can eat with the elders, even if you are very young. He has washed his hands very well. Thank you very much for being here. We acknowledge Father Innocent Mwezi from Barara Diocese, one of our students here who is now an OB. Thank you for coming. And Reverend Father Nestorio Noagaba, I think, Kabale Diocese. Welcome. These are all OBs, I can say, of Katigondo, and Father Vincent Maweje from Kampala Archdiocese. Welcome, Father. And of course, with time, we're going to introduce almost all of us, but for now, we move on, and we will acknowledge as time comes. From that, we are going to get a small interlude from the year 3. If they are ready, we will welcome them as the Dean and his team prepares for the Actum Academicum, which is the center of our gathering right now. So a small performance as interlude, and then we proceed. Please welcome. It seems the interlude is going to be big because all of them are coming. We have a few minutes for that. Welcome. About 3 minutes. I think it will be good to face our chief guest. Yes, you face the chief guest because we will not know who is singing. So welcome, the stage is yours.
Myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my heart of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Oh, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, you let it be, oh let it be, let it be, let it be. And when I said people live agree, there will be an answer. Let it be, but though they may partake, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer. Let it be. Oh, let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Shines on me, yeah. Tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music, Mother to me, speaking is though, let it be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Words of wisdom, let it be. My heart of dust, she standing right in front of me, speaking words.
Thank you very much. Let us applaud them. That has been great. In fact, in Katigondo, we conduct every song, including even Kasongo, hey, all those we conduct. We continue to acknowledge our guests our old students who have joined us, I want to take this opportunity to introduce Reverend Father Paul Mugeni from Fort Portal Diocese, an old student. Thank you for coming. And Father Kasozi Ebi, there he is. Thank you for coming. And Reverend Father Joseph Baker, one of our neighbors, a great musician here. And Reverend Father Ronald Eshenga, I think is absent with apology. Okay. And then we have Reverend Father Bale Joseph Mary. Echo. Thank you very much for coming. We recognize your presence. And Reverend Alex Mugisa. Thank you for coming. And Reverend Father Vincent Semwanga. Reverend Father, he's in an independent independent tent. Thank you for coming, Father. We have Reverend Father Francis Kasaja. Thank you very much for coming, one of our young ones of this place. And also, I would like to introduce to you and recognize the presence of Reverend Sister Caroline Nabasinga, the principal of St. Lawrence Nursing School, Villa Maria. Thank you, sister, for coming, and you have been advertising with us. We are not yet tired of receiving your advertisements. Thank you for that cooperation. Now we are going to the next program, that is the Academic Act. This will be done by the Dean of Studies and then also his assistant. We shall reward some students who have attempted to excel in our site. And we'll reward them as the Dean organizes and then give certificates. And so this moment of Academic Act is going to be a transformation from those who have been, those who came and are going. So it is transition from knowing now to becoming, and now you are a being, and you are going to receive a substantial change from what appeared to be an ignorant person, but now a very true philosophical human being. And so that is going to be a substantial change, I suppose. I will now take this honor to invite the team of the academic dean to come to perform this Academic Act. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much, our MC. When we started the end of the Mass, we started ending the day. Our dear guest of honor for this year's commissioning and graduation day, His Grace Lambert Bainamugisha, the Archbishop of Mbarara, a member of the Episcopal Conference of Uganda and the Metropolitan of Mbarara Ecclesiastical Province. Dear graduating team, dear political leaders, civil heads, and cultural leaders, dear parents, guardians, friends, benefactors, and benefactresses, dear head teachers, directors, and proprietors of our neighboring schools and institutions, dear distinguished guests, dear rector and staff of Katigondo National Major Seminary, dear continuing students, dear Mother General of the Banabikira Sisters, religious men and women present, ladies and gentlemen, I take this singular honor to cordially welcome you all to this second part of our celebration today, in which we shall witness this year's
our distinguished guests. Formation is holistic. So when we come to celebrate the academic achievement, it's one of the aspects of formation. So 12 people were identified by their fellow seminarians and also approved by the formation team. The first area is that of academics, and that one does not take much time to decide. So in the academic area, Pius Othieno emerged the best student.
Say you can never be the one. God say, make I tell you, say now you.
He's followed by Simon Peter Jumba.
You will sing a new song in 2 days, unless I die. You will hear, congratulations, you're in the glory of God. Congratulations, He has done it for you, and you will come back with a new song to sing. God is good. Yes, you will come again with a new song of praise. God is good. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
The second area is that of spirituality. A lot of these seminarians are very spiritual, but one was identified, and that is Emmanuel Igumba. Emmanuel Igumba.
In 1 month, in 1 week, you will sing a new song. In 2 days, unless I die, you will hear, congratulations. 2 days, unless I die, you will hear, congratulations. You're in
The third area is of leadership, and we have Justin Amandu.
God is good. Yes, you will come again with a new song of praise. God is good. Oh, congratulations.
Amandu. Somebody manifested a spirit of discipline, and that is Stanislaus Merumbe.
Them say that I can never be all that I see. I've seen that. God is
Félicitations. We have Lawrence Oging, who excelled in the spirit of service. Lawrence Oging. Father Award must be smiling. He mentored him. So we look forward to your 25 years as a priest as well. Smartness. Somebody was well dressed and well behaved. That is Bernard Sengoba. Time and tide wait for no man. Punctuality. Nicholas Kaboyo was the most punctual man observed. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Sports. Crispus Agonza, a wonderful sportsman. Sacred Music, Edward Senteza. That's in the Department of Liturgy.
We are singing, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are singing, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are singing, thank you, Father. Thank you, my Lord. We are singing, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, my Lord. We are singing, thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
Somebody did a great job as a sacristan, and that is Ivan Ruhangario. And somebody who was included in all the areas. In all these areas, the overall student is Michael Owen Ahura. Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you, Father John Baptist Busulwa, for performing that act. Dear graduates, we now turn to you. Our attention is drawn towards you. Aware that in the 3 years, you have learned at least to pose the questions correctly, sometimes without learning or knowing how to give the correct answers. You are the chief protagonists of this part of the convocation. We are going to witness the award of the diploma for which you have worked tirelessly since August 28th, 2023. May I now, with utmost honor and humility, once more invite our chief guest, His Grace Lambert Beinamugisha, to come and officiate at the award of the diploma certificates to these young men, our relatives and friends. I request that you proceed gently, dear friends, dear graduates, and orderly as your name will be pronounced. Good. Abemigisha Philip. Agonja Crispus. Ahura Michael Owen. Amando Justin. Asimwe Mukama Aaron. Atuhumurize Emmanuel. Ayebazibwe Thomas. Baluku Joachim. Bomugisha Derek. Bugabe Herbert. Biamukama John Balam. Biomwanji Leodinus, Elem Emmanuel, Eulu Paul, Eyo Adam, Igumba Emmanuel, Jumba Simon Peter, Juko Julius Oscar, Kaboyo Nicholas, Kaire Gilbert, Kakembo Nicholas, Kamia Matthias, Kato John Baptist, Chigoye Ian, Kirigwajo Bernard, Kisenyi Joseph, Chiimba Andrew K, Kugonja Innocent, Chiasimire Peter, Cheyune Jerevasi, Lotukon Kizito, Lubega Bonaventure, Lugolobi Colin Joachim, Lutakome Dominic, Manti Emmanuel Eric, Masereka Alex, Matovu Lawrence, Mbabali Josephat, Mbonigaba David, Musa Emi, Merumbe Stanislas, Mubiru Vianney, Mugisa Patrick, Muhaire Artan, Mukasa M. Anthony, Mulema John Baptist, Moebembezi Osbert, Newman Valentino, Niwamanya Davis, Oging Lawrence, Ogwal Diction, Okelo Caesar, Okol Solomon, Okongo Wilbrod, Okwatum Jorem, Olinga Tarcisius Angelo, Oluka Alex, Ongom Ambrose, Oriem Wilfred, Osieno Pius, Awar Dominic, Awar Dominic, Owoyesijire Polycarp, Rajkara Daniel, Ruhangario Ivan, Rothomio Rogers, Serugo Charles, Sally Daniel Bagenda, Sempebwa Mark Vianney. Sengendo Raymond B. Sengoba Bernard. Senteza Edward. Sewankambo Michael. Senteza. Sewankambo Michael. Tarin Siga Rogers. Tarin Siga Rogers. Thembo Agaba David. Thembo Agaba David. Tumusime Crescent. Tusabe Ponciano. Tusabe Ponciano. He belongs to Team 1. I don't know if he lives in room 2, room 4, neighborhood. Yes, thank you very much. So with that little and big act, we have transformed these young men from graduates now to graduates. These are graduates with diploma in philosophy and social studies. Now you can turn your threads to the right. You are graduates. Congratulations. We shall celebrate more than that, but at its proper time. I heartily thank His Grace, the Archbishop of Mbarara, for officiating at the award of the gifts and the diploma. And I thank you, graduates, now graduates, for your orderly movement. And to you, I say congratulations and farewell. Thank you very much, the guest of honor and our distinguished guests. Your Grace, I now take this honor to humbly invite you to address this congregation. You're most welcome, Your Grace.
Brothers and sisters in Christ, honored formators, dear parents and family members, esteemed guests, and the whole Katigondo Seminary community. It is with joy and sincere gratitude that I stand before you on this beautiful day of celebration. Today we gather not simply to mark the end of an academic cycle, but to honor a decisive step in a vocation that intertwines mind and heart, study and service, thought and sacrament. I give thanks to God for letting me share this celebration and for the gift of each one of you, for the gift that each one of you is to the church and to one another. To you, the graduates, congratulations. You have reached a milestone that is both academic and formative. You entered these halls, this place, as seekers of truth. You live as young men who have disciplined their minds, sharpened their reasoning, and deepened their love for wisdom. I'm told that you have gone home confused. But I want to think otherwise. Your perseverance through long hours of reading, patient dialogue and discussions, rigorous argumentation, and prayerful reflection deserves our highest commendation. Today we celebrate your success. Tomorrow the church will celebrate your vocation in service. To you, dear formators and seminary staff, thank you. Formation is a demanding work, intellectual, spiritual, human, and pastoral. You have given time, you have given insight, you have given correction, you have given example and encouragement. You have shaped not only minds, but characters, teaching these young men how to listen, how to think, and how to love. Your labor is hidden, and yet it bears fruit in lives committed to the people of God. May you be strengthened and rewarded in every good work that you do. To you, dear parents, family, and seminary community, thank you for your sacrifices and for the countless ways you have supported these seminarians. Your prayers, your patience, your trust, and your sometimes unseen sacrifices have made this day possible. Formation is a communal enterprise, and so these graduates carry your love and your hopes with them as they step forward. Graduates again, what does the church look? Why does the church look to you with hope? The church looks to you with hope because the priesthood that you are aspiring to requires more than administrative skill or pastoral technique. It requires men who can think clearly about truth, who can welcome humanity's deepest questions, and who can interpret the gospel with both fidelity and relevance. Philosophy trains the mind to discern, to ask the right questions, and to clarify what is essential. In a world that often drifts between unexamined feeling and shallow certainties, philosopher priests stand as witnesses to reason illuminated by faith. The church trusts you because you have been taught not only to know, but to understand. Not only to discern what is true, but to love what is good and beautiful. Why is philosophical study crucial to your future ministry? Philosophy gives you tools. The habit of attentive listening, the discipline of rigorous reasoning, and the humility to recognize limits and embrace mystery. It helps you dialogue with culture, to read the signs of the times, and to articulate the faith to people whose questions may be unfamiliar or urgent. Philosophy trains you to accompany souls who struggle with doubt, souls that struggle with suffering, souls that struggle with moral complexity. It equips you to hold the tension between certainty in divine truth and compassion for human frailty. In future, in your pulpit, in your confessional, in your classrooms, and your presence at the bedside, the clarity and charity formed by philosophical reflection will serve God's people well. The word graduation comes from Latin gradus, a step. To graduate is to take a step forward. This day marks a step, a movement from formation in philosophy into a wider horizon of pastoral formation and future active ministry. But steps are not ends. They are invitations to journey. The steps you take today point towards new responsibilities, deeper pastoral engagement, further theological study, and eventual ordination for some of you. Carry the memory of this step as an orientation. Each new step must be taken with prudence, courage, and humble confidence in God's guidance. You are being commissioned to go to the peripheries, to places of need, places of marginalization, and sometimes places of silence. And yet, do not ignore the neighborhoods that form the ordinary fabric of daily life. Sometimes when priests are ordained, they want to have means of transport, to go to the peripheries. And these means of transport take them away, and you find that morning masses, churches are empty of the neighbors. We usually think of the peripheries, but the neighborhoods are important as well. The story about the rich man and Lazarus was a story about someone who ignored the neighborhoods. The neighborhoods may include people we live with in our presbyteries, people we work with in our offices. The gospel calls you beyond comfort to the outskirts where the poor wait, to prisons, to hospitals, to villages and refugee settlements, and many other places. At the same time, remember that holiness grows in kitchens, at family tables, in parish corridors and local schools. The periphery and the neighborhood are not opposites, but complementary mission fields. Go where the need is greatest, even where the need is least, but remain faithful in the ordinary. Be present in both dramatic encounters and daily routines. Both shape the face of a priestly ministry. Cultivate the practice, and this is very important, cultivate the practice of pastoral research. Ministry is not merely a set of habits. It is an engaged, reflective, and disciplined encounter with real human situations. Pastoral research, listening carefully to communities, studying local realities, evaluating pastoral programs, and learning from results helps you serve more wisely and compassionately. Approach parish life as shepherds and students. Ask questions, gather data, test pastoral initiatives, and remain ready to adapt. Pastoral research honors the dignity of the people you serve by taking their lives seriously and responding with thoughtful strategies rooted in faith and evidence. I want to leave you with the words of St. Augustine, whose thought can light your path. He wrote, and I quote, "You have made us for yourself, O Lord, and our heart is restless until it rests in you." End of quote. These words remind us that the deepest human longing is for God. In priestly ministry, we help guide restless hearts towards that rest. Augustine's philosophical and spiritual synthesis and patient love so that individuals and communities may find but an instrument of service. Speak the truth with clarity. Defend human dignity with zeal. Keep your feet ready for the peripheries and your hands engaged in the neighborhoods. May God bless you with clarity of mind. May God bless you with courage of heart. May God bless you with humility of spirit. And may God bless you with constancy in prayer. May the Blessed Virgin, Saint Joseph, and all the saints who accompanied the early church accompany you now. And may Katigondo continue to be a place where minds are sharpened and hearts are set aflame for service. Congratulations, our graduate class.